Hey, everybody, this is the first part of your Q3 extra credit. There's going to be 3 parts. The first part is going to be these notes, and they have to be taken. The second part is going to be a Delta math that is going to say Q3 extra credit. And the third part is going to be matching, and I'll show you how that needs to be done. So first thing we need to do is take these notes, and the notes have to be taken and turned in before any extra credit can be rewarded. So you're going to recognize a little bit of this. This is graphing inequalities, but we're going to do a system. So hopefully you will recall that when we have greater than signs, we are going to shade above the line. When we have less than or equal to, we are going to shade below the line. When we have equal to bars, we are going to use a solid line. When we do not have equal to bars, we are going to use a dotted line. Okay. So we're going to use all of this, and we are going to graph some systems of inequalities. Notice there's 2. So first thing we need to do here is we're going to find our y-intercept, which is -2, and we have a slope, which is -5/2, and it doesn't matter where the negative goes. I'm going to put it on the bottom because it's going to help us. So y-intercept of -2 goes here. Then we are going to go up 5 and to the left 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the left 2. This is a solid line because we have an equal to bar on our inequality. And this is less than, so we are going to shade below the line. And I'm going to do this lightly, and you'll see in just a second why we're doing it lightly. Okay, now we're going to graph the second inequality. My y-intercept here is 2. And then we have a slope of 1/2, and I'm just going to put the negative on top. So from the 2, we're going to go down 1 and right 2. So down 1 and right 2. And this does not have an equal to bar, so we are going to do a dotted line. Okay. And we are going to shade below that line. So now we've got a lot going on. So I mark my line like this, and I am going to shade below that, and I am going to shade in a different direction because it's going to be very helpful to me visually. So now I have 2 shaded areas. I've got the shaded area under this line and the shaded area under this line, and the solution lies where both of the shadings intersect. So if you notice where the shadings actually come together is right here. Okay. And this is where all the solutions lie. So these are where the solutions lie to the system of inequalities. And on Delta Math, you're going to be asked to choose a solution. So anywhere in the shaded area, any ordered pair can be a solution. So I'm just going to pick one. Let's pick this one here. That is the ordered pair -3, +1. That is a solution to this set of inequalities, -3, 1. And I'll just pick one more. Let's go right here. This is -3, -3. Any ordered pair in the shaded region is a solution. Any ordered pair on the solid line is a solution. Any ordered pair on the dotted line is not a solution. Okay. All right, let's do some that are a little bit trickier. These are trickier because they're in AX plus BY equals C form. So the first thing we've got to do is recall that in order to find the y-intercept, we're going to cover up the x, and we're going to solve. So I'm going to divide by 2, and I find out my y-intercept is -1. To get my slope, I'm going to do the opposite of a divided by b. And now let's graph this. So we've got a y-intercept of -1. We're going to go down 3 and right 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Solid line because we have an equal to bar. And let's double check. This is a weird one. This says greater than, but we need to make sure our y is not negative. If our y is negative, then what happens when I divide by a negative number? The inequality sign will switch directions. My y is positive, so I'm in good shape. I'm going to shade above this. And again, I'm just going to put just a few lines here. Okay. Now let's do this one. I'm going to cover up my x, and I'm going to solve for y by dividing by 2. And I find out my y-intercept is 1. Okay, then one other way that you can get another point on the graph, if you want to do a slope, you can, but this looks real easy. If I cover up my y, then I can see that my x-intercept is 2. So y-intercept is 1. X-intercept is 2. And now this has an equal to bar, so we need a solid line. This is shaded below, and again, let's double check that y value is positive, so we're in good shape. So we're going to shade below this line, and again, I'm going to mark it because sometimes it's a little tricky. It's this guy right here, and we're going to shade below. So I'm just going to do lines going vertically now. And now I can see that the intersection of the shading is right in here. And my solutions to this system of inequalities is in the shaded area. So we'll just pick a couple points here. This is a solution. This is the point 2, -2. Let's see. Here's a solution. That is the point 1, 0. We'll just do one more. How about right there? There's a solution. That is the point 3, -4. And again, if you were asked, anywhere on the solid line is a solution. For instance, this is 2, 0. That would be a solution. And if there was a dotted line, anywhere on the dotted line, it would not be a solution. So anywhere along this solid line on this border of shading is a solution. All right, next, one of the other parts of your extra credit is going to be to match graphs. You can do this with or without Desmos. I'll show you how to do it without Desmos. Main reason being this would be a calculator inactive part of the EOC. So if you can do this without Desmos, it would really be helpful. So maybe give it a try and then use Desmos to double check. So for instance, here I have a solid line and I have a y-intercept of 2. So from these options, I am looking for a y-intercept of 2 and a solid line. And then here is a y-intercept of 0 with a dotted line. So here is, we have plus nothing, so that's a plus 0. So here's a y-intercept of 0 with a dotted line. Y-intercept of 0 with a dotted line. This is a y-intercept of 0, but it does not have a dotted line, so I can cross that out. This is a y-intercept of 0, but it does not have a dotted line, so I can cross that out. So now I'm down to 2. Notice now we've got y-intercept of 2 with a solid line, and that's for both of these. Notice this is a solid line, this is a dotted line, so since this is solid, this is going to be the correct system. So I'm going to circle that. If you prefer, you can highlight it. This is the solutions. And then you have to pick a point that is a solution to the system. And just as we spoke about before, it's where the shadings come together. So it's not here, it's not here, it's actually right here. Okay, so we're picking an ordered pair from here. I'm just going to randomly pick one. This is the ordered pair -6, -2. Okay. If you wanted to double check this, Desmos would help you double check this picture. So now that I know this, I am going to record these in Desmos and see if my picture matches. So bear with me. I'm in a Zoom, so I've got to figure out how to make this work. Let's see. I'm going to go to here. Okay, hopefully you can see this. So now I'm going to go ahead and enter my inequalities, and I'm going to show you how to do this. It's y is greater than. So if you go to your keyboard and go down here, you can grab your greater than symbol, 2x, and you'll notice it begins to shade. We've got a dotted line here. And now we're going to click on our next line, and we're going to graph our next one, which was y is less than or equal to 1/2 x. Let's make sure that x is in the right spot. Plus 2. And now we can double check that our graph is correct. You may want to, double check a y-intercept here is 2. We've got a y-intercept here of 0. Right here's where the shading is. And now if we go back, let's figure out how to go back. Here, let's see. Hello. Okay, so now you can double check that this actually did match this set of inequalities in Desmos. So you're going to complete this sheet. And then the last thing you're going to do is the delta math. So there's 3 parts. The 3 parts I'll write again. They are the notes, and these have to be done in order to get extra credit. And then you can do either this worksheet, which is your systems matching, it's your matching activity. You can do your delta math, or you can do both, because this is going to give you up to 5 points on a test. This will give you up to 5 points on a test, and this will give you up to 5 points on a test, for a total of 15 points added to a test. Also, if you have any zeros for homework, the first thing we're going to do is use one of these to replace that. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Have a good day.